Sewing 15A. This is the skirt project. It's an A-line or straight skirt. It's got darts in the back and a left side lapped zipper with a trouser hook and bar. So we see the sample here, trouser hook and bar. We need some grosgrain ribbon for the waistband, a 7-inch zipper, and we also need that trouser hook and bar. Here's our sample. And you can use a variety of things to weight down your project. Pattern weights or little cans to hold things in place. And here we see the back skirt pattern and the front skirt pattern and the waistband. We can see that the grain line is parallel with the selvage edge of the fabric on both sides. And we're going to start cutting. I'm cutting out the side seam for the back right now. Move my weight. Here's my waistband. You can put weights on this project, but you can also use pins. Whatever's comfortable for you holding things in place. Cut the end of the waistband. Use a few more pins. Your pattern weights. Your cans. And we're cutting out our waistband right now from our pattern marker. And we can save this fabric and paper till later. We might use that for another project. And try to cut right on that line or a little bit to the outside. We have notches. That shows us our extension. Here's our center back, our side seam, our center front. Here on the end we see seam allowance. We don't need to notch that unless we feel like it. It's a 1/2 inch. We can make a mental note. But we will notch here at the extension. Now we have the waistband done. I'm going to go ahead and take out some of the pins. and detach the marker. To keep them together for point of reference. And we'll continue cutting the skirt. We can jog right over now and continue cutting up our front side seam. We can use some pins. We cut our front side seam, one of them. Let's go ahead and cut across our waist. Now we finished the waist, we're going to go down the other side seam. You can put pins here or use some weights. Move that towards me a little bit. Now we're going to go ahead and cut the hem. You're trying to cut right on the line or a little to the outside. Now we've freed the front skirt from the marker. Let's go ahead and make notches. This is where we're going to have darts in the front. Only make your notches in about 1/8 of an inch using the tip of a sharp fabric scissor. We also have to mark the drill hole for the dart. We can take a pin and put it right through to the fabric. Then you can take something that you feel like marking with, chalk if this is going to be a garment you're going to wear. But for myself, since this is just a school project, I'm going to go ahead and use a pen so that we can really see. I've pulled the pins through the pattern. And before I finish, I'm going to go ahead and mark a little notch here at the side seam. That's going to help us match up our front and backs. We're going to take our copy of our pattern, which is our marker. We're going to set that aside over here. And now where we have our pins, you can go ahead and make a little mark. We would be doing this on the wrong side of the fabric. And then you may remove the pin, making sure that you can see your mark. You could always leave the pin in here if this was a durable fabric. You could use a tailor's tap with a little bit of thread or some chalk that dusts away. So now we're going to go ahead, and this is prepared. We're going to go ahead and put it over here with our stack, and we're going to finish cutting the last pattern piece, which is our back skirt. First off, let me go ahead and free up this side seam from the extra fabric that we have over here to the side. These are scraps, but these can be used later. All of this can be used later for other projects, for quilting, for face masks. Now we're going to cut out the waste. Let's go ahead and make the notches at the waist. These are the darts. Little 1/8" notches with the tips of our scissors. Then we have to go ahead, of course, and mark our drill holes. This is the mark that would be 1/2 inch back from the dart tip. So when we sew, we will sew 1/2 inch past this drill hole. So we're going to put pins in each one. Great. Let me finish up with the hem. And we'll pull those pins through and finish our skirt. We're cutting out the hem right now. Let's go ahead and push those pins through. Perfect. I'm going to take our copy of our pattern. This is our marker. Put it in our stack for a point of reference. And now we're going to go ahead and mark the drill hole. Pull that pin out. You can use chalk, you can use pencil, you can use a thread tailor's tack, many different ways of marking. This is our back. We're going to put it over here, but before I stack it up, I want to show you how small the little notches are. So now we've got everything cut, and we made our notches for our extension, our center back, our center front on our skirt. Then we have our grosgrain ribbon, our 7-inch zipper, and our trouser hook and bar. And we're ready to start sewing.